We got to pause. We'll come back and talk about that scene in Carol's next project in a moment.
Tomorrow on Live, Alan Alda. Also, Demi Moore.
You know, before we get too much involved, how is our good friend and your very special good friend, Jim Neighbors, doing?
He's the miracle person. Jim received a transplant, a liver transplant 3 months ago, and he's gained back, I think, 30 pounds. Wow. And in fact, he's got to get on a diet now. He's starting to, you know, pig out here and bulk up. And I was with him last Sunday, and where we went to a picnic, and there were a lot of recipients of hearts and livers, kidneys, so forth, and their families were there, organ transplants, and it was to make people aware of how important being a donor is. And it was the first time Jim had performed since the operation, and he got up and he sang, and they had all of these helium-filled balloons, and at the end of he sang Impossible Dream, and they let the balloons go. I mean, it was like the end of this wonderful B-movie, you know. It was, and there wasn't a dry eye.
So good for him.
He's just doing great.
So a whole new lease on life for him.
Totally.
Thank God. That's
All right, well, now our second project this weekend takes place on Sunday night over on NBC, and this is a television movie. Now, have you played a grandmother before?
No.
This is the first.
And I'm not a grandmother to my knowledge.
But you're going to play one in it. It's a great acting job.
But you were raised by your grandmother.
I was raised by my grandmother. It's a totally different kind of a grandmother than what I play in this particular movie for television. Lee Grant directed this, and she's just great. And George Siegel's in it, and Malcolm McDowell, and this darling little guy, Eric Lloyd.
Eric Lloyd, yeah. Well, in this particular scene, you're putting Eric Lloyd to bed, huh?
Oh, my little grand.
All right, shall we take a look? Yeah. Here she is.
And it was...
You know, I don't know what this country would do without its grandmothers, with more and more kids being abandoned by their fathers, and now their mothers. It's the grandmothers who are stepping in there and raising
My grandmother
them.
raised me. Yeah. And
was that what you were thinking as you were?
No, she was totally different from this woman. This woman I play is a career woman, and she's a newlywed and all of that.
She had an intrusion.
She had an intrusion at first, and she doesn't want to have the responsibility, and she's kind of cut herself off from the daughter, and the daughter has abandoned the little boy
because of a drug problem.
Right, but my grandmother was a character. I mean, you know, we'd go to the movies. We'd see 8 movies a week when I was growing up, and then we were on relief, they called it then.
Yeah.
So we'd go to the movies, and then before we'd go home, we'd go into the bathroom and steal the toilet paper.
She did a good job anyway. All right, look for Carol Burnett, Friday night and Sunday night. All right, we'll be right back with Michael Richards, Kramer from Seinfeld.
Monday on Live, 2020's Barbara Walters, and from NYPD Blue, actor James McDaniel.